I should be probably going to sleep because, I have to wake up early morning. I'm not going to explain why, but I have to wake up early morning. And I'm like, you know what? Why not make this video? Because I'm literally kind of like in the mood at the same time. I want to make this video before I forget to make this video. And honestly, I want to talk about languages. I mean, there's like been so many languages, right? Like almost 2,000 years ago, we got Aramaic, and then it died, and then it just moved on to like a whole bunch of languages. Until this day, we have so many languages. I think the prime languages are like, I think around 7 or 8 languages. I'm not entirely 100% sure, but I think there's like 7 or 8 languages most common that a lot of people like speak, and I'm talking like millions of people. But like the crazy part is when I saw the AirPods Pro almost 2 months ago, I realized something a little bit different, right? And that is not like, oh, it can translate whatever. What if every human knew one specific language? And the crazy part is that I think that it's gonna happen. Like I don't care if you believe in the Bible or don't. Everybody knows one language in the entire world. So what is that language? This language that we know is English. Imagine everybody knowing English. I literally believe that in like 10, 20 years, we can know English really fast. If not, if we start now and teach imagine every person, we teach English, everybody would know English. And here's the thing, English is not the hardest language. I mean, to be fair, it's hard. Like when you're pronouncing or when you see a whole bunch of like why is there like 3 2s? Or I think it was like 3 2s, like yeah, 2 2 2, or like there's 3 there's, or you know what I'm saying? Like how do you use this? But like speaking English in general is really easy, and it doesn't take talent, right? Like for me, I learned English in 6 months, and I know Arabic, and I'm Arabic, and Arabic, asab, yeah, it's like the hardest language. Okay, what I tried to say is Arabic is the hardest language to probably learn. And there's a lot of other languages, for example, Japanese or whatever. There's a whole bunch of other languages that is really hard to learn. But what if we know one specific language and what it might look like with the near future? I mean, the answer is I don't think anything will be impossible. I actually think the Bible, during the Tower of Babel, it talks about like how there are these people who actually builds a tower, and they all know one singular language. And God, obviously comes down. He goes, yeah, we're not gonna do that because you guys are just gonna take pride in yourself, and nothing will be impossible in yourself. And I'm God, and here's the thing: I build you to worship me, not worship yourself. Therefore, I'm gonna take down. I'm gonna take down your languages, and I'm divided multiple people or multiple things. Obviously, he didn't say that. What he said was, yeah, let's just take down the languages because nothing is impossible for you guys. You're human beings, right? And I'm practically simplifying things. I'm probably adding other text too. But what I'm saying is, like, God literally made us have multiple languages for a reason. And the crazy part is, if we can actually have one singular language, imagine the impact. And I think English is one of the easiest languages. And I think for the rest of pretty much humanity, I think English will be the top language in the world simply because it is so easy to learn. When I first came here, I was like first grade, right? And I knew English, and I learned that in 6 months. Like, my accent is so good. I learned that in 6 months. And the crazy part is, sure, some people can't learn English. Some people have a hard time. But most people can, right? And the crazy part is, it is so easy. It's practically, like, practiced throughout the entire world. In the Middle East, it's practiced. In Japan, it's practiced. In Europe, it's practiced. Wherever, like, you go, English is a primary language. I mean, in America, or at least the second primary language is Spanish, and even then Spanish is a little bit harder to grasp, but English is the most easiest language to ever learn in the history of the world. As a matter of fact, I think English might be the most, you know what I'm saying? I think English might be the only language and the dominant language for the rest of humanity. And the crazy part is because I think what's going to happen is, once, a world leader happens, and I think it has to happen to make peace and to make all of that. And when a world leader is supposed to happen, I think what the first steps is create one language so we can unite and we can build peace. Imagine that for a second. For God's sake, even people in Gaza or Israel literally knows English. A lot of people do. And so if you think about it, what if all of these languages would be dead and we just have one language? And like, I think we're just going to do everything. Like, we literally, if we want to go to space, we can. If we want to build a Dyson sphere, we can. If we want to build a clone machine, we can. Like, if we have something like this, literally everything would be so peaceful. Imagine having no guns, no atomic bombs, nothing like that, and like we focus on like humanity, civilization. The amount of like things that we can like do is literally impossible, even though like, you know, we're human beings. And what's crazy about everything I just said right now is that with these languages that we have, and if we just have one dominant language, not only everything is impossible, but the fact that we were made like God is absolutely insane. Keep in mind, God practically says, you know, in Genesis, you know, or Satan practically says in Genesis, you want to be like God, even though we were made like God. Like, you have to understand that, like, you know, despite we're covered in sin, we're still made by God, right? And so we're made to create, we're made to destroy. I mean, even though we're not supposed to destroy, we can destroy. I'm not saying we're made, but what we can. But pretty much we can't do anything what God can do, but we're nerfed. That's pretty much us. And here's the crazy part. What if 8 billion people joins together and unifies this with one language, one system, one world leader? Bro, anything could be possible. Like, I swear to God, I think there's just gonna be moments where one day, you know, like it's crazy. It's going to be possible, right? And the thing is, whether, you know, I believe in a world leader or whether I don't, personally, I'm a little iffy on it. But the thing is, I see it possible because I think we are going to a direction. And I do think that in humanity's role, I think if you want a world peace, I think you do need a world leader and a global leader. And it's not, here's the thing, a world leader isn't a bad thing, okay? And I'm gonna put it out there, a world leader isn't a bad thing. The bad thing is who's going to lead the world. And that's the problem, right? So let's say, I don't know, you have a random leader in your city. Like, have you played World Box or whatever? If you're playing a video game and you have this leader that, you know, you're trying to guide and he's stubborn or whatever, and you notice he does like really bad things and destroys the city, right? And then eventually your city could collapse. You know, if someone would like lead the world like that, yeah, our world is going to collapse. But I think a world leader, like, I think it's necessary, by the way, just letting you guys know, simply because I do think that the world is heading through a society where we do need all of that because that's how we can that's how we can, like, make peace, right? And that's how we can do pretty much anything that we want is by having that world leader. And the crazy part is it literally starts with the language that you speak, and it starts with like pretty much anything that you want, you know, one money system, one whatever. But I'm getting off topic, but I just like imagine languages and one of them gets unified. That's crazy. Like, no, it's so crazy because imagine people who speak Japanese and all of that and just coming to English, everything and everyone. It would literally be a matter of like, it's not like a matter of like what's possible, it's a matter of what's impossible, because we could do literally anything. Oh boy, and I think we do need to get nerfed. And I do, because if we can do this much stuff already right now with the languages that we speak and languages, you know what I'm saying, that we can't speak, like imagine what we can do, you know, if we know one language and we can understand one language. Like, it's going to be crazy. Imagine AI, imagine the world, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be one of those things where you think we will have, let's say, more knowledge. Like, we have knowledge right now a lot more. No, like if we had one language, we literally know everything. You think, you know what I'm saying? To the point where I literally think anything that a human can do, you know, is practically anything. You could probably become God. And that is scary. And like, I know that we're not gods, right? I definitely know that. But the thing is, you know, a human mind is very easy to deceive. And a human mind is even more deceived when, you know, you see like fame and how people get affected by fame and stuff like this. And this is going to be the same thing with languages. I think if we have one simple language, I literally think we could literally somehow, some way conquer almost everything. And I think we would consider ourselves God. I do. And imagine a world leader. I can actually see that leader consider himself as God, and people would consider him as God because he's not only unified everybody, but everyone can speak the same thing and be like, yep, I yeah, I see you. You led me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. Like it's crazy just imagining that we have one language, and it's crazy that, you know, a lot of these stuff in the Bible and a lot of these things in the Bible, it's coming true in a weird way. But I don't know. I'm a little iffy on that, but still, let me know what you guys think. But yeah, just with the whole one languages thing, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna upload this. Bye.